Hey man, I said it in the previous video. Suzuki and Caufield, the future is now, baby! I was not watching the majority of this game at home. I was actually at Cactus Club, and because they have the TVs over there, it was easy to watch the game. But I was kind of missing a few spots here and there because, going to Cactus Club, coming back home from Cactus Club and all that. It wasn't really the most optimal viewing experience for me, but still the Montreal Canadiens Toronto Maple Leafs game number 5 was underway. And boy, what a game that was. This could have been the absolute worst case scenario for the Montreal Canadiens the entire series. You talk about Edmonton blowing a 3-1 lead and losing in overtime. This could have been that, but even worse. It would have caused them to be eliminated, and it would have been 3-0. Yoel Armia is the guy who comes out here on the board, and he scores some goals that Canadiens fans have just been dying to see. Big scrums in front, where you're whacking away at it, the goalie is down, eventually it squeaks right through. Beautiful snipes with some space right in the slot. These are the kinds of goals the Canadiens haven't really been getting from their guys up until this game. They had a graphic going up on the broadcast talking about how the Canadiens, throughout the years, they play so many playoff games and they score fewer than 3 goals in so many of them. Or was it 2 goals? Something like that. But Galchenyuk also gets on the board here in this one too. Another one of these big scrambles out in front. One of these dirty Jack Campbell scrambling around type goals over there. And that was enough to put the Canadiens up by 3 in the second period. And I was thinking, okay, the Canadiens are not going to blow this one, right? Carey Price is Carey Price. And the Canadiens have been playing with an intensity that's been unmatched in their previous few games in this one, or at least that's what I gathered from the very limited time I was watching this game in Cactus Club. Overall, though, the Montreal Canadiens were playing like their playoff lives were on the line. They were playing like a team down 3-1 in the series, and that was the best version of the Habs that we had seen this entire series, you could debate, potentially even above game number 1. But then Toronto starts to strike back. Oh boy, firstly it's Zach Hyman, he gets himself a goal. Similar fashion to the Kotkaniemi and second Armia goal. Scrambles out in front, Carey Price is down, he tries to block a side shot, and eventually Hyman, who is right there in front, is able to put it into the open cage. That's not really a goal that you can get upset about, it's just like, man, nobody could really get to it first. It's 3-1, okay. Then what happens next? Okay, Jake Muzzin, he gets another one in the third period to put the Leafs within 1. Okay, I'm starting to get a little bit anxious, little bit antsy, but it's okay. Jake Muzzin's goal isn't the be-all and end-all, and then all of a sudden, a few minutes later, okay, Jake Muzzin scored again. Oh boy, what a great goal right there. Passing it off to the man on the side, the low shot, and Muzzin with the tip right through the wickets of Carey Price. That's such a difficult goal to defend. And it squeaks right by through. It's a 3-3 hockey game, and I'm kind of thinking, okay, if the Canadian season is done here, if this is the end, oh man, we're not going to hear the end of this from Leafs fans, because that kind of ending, oh boy, that's not a good one at all, isn't it? But guess who it is in overtime? It's Suzuki and Caufield. Galchenyuk, of all people, is the guy who passes it back to the point in the offensive zone, picked off by Caufield. Who would have thunk it that Alex Galchenyuk, after absolutely destroying the Habs in Game 4, would come back to align with his former team and send the pass over to Caufield, which sparks a 2-on-0 breakaway with Suzuki. Caufield to Suzuki, to Caufield to Suzuki, and he scores! It's a glimpse of the future right here. A back and forth scramble of a passing play beats Jack Campbell on the blocker side. It's Nick Suzuki with his second goal of the playoffs. Cole Caufield with his first assist, I believe, of the playoffs. He had an assist in the regular season for the Canadiens, but nah, this time his first ever NHL playoff point comes as an overtime setup to Nick Suzuki, and all of a sudden the Canadiens have life. They're down by 1, the series is 3-2, and my question is here, how exactly are things going to go down in the next few games, because John Tavares has started skating again. If he comes back, things could be looking really dangerous for the Canadiens. Also, when will we see the big spark up of Matthews and Marner again? Marner and Matthews have gotten 0 goals the entire playoff series. Marner's at 4 assists, Matthews is at 3 assists, but Matthews only has 1 goal. Marner has 0. They don't have Tavares either, and they were already up 3-1 earlier on in the series. So once these guys start coming back and they start converting on their own chances, things could get real different real quickly. So for the Canadiens, while you have this window of opportunity, now is the time to play your best hockey, which is what we saw here. They were faster. They were a little bit grittier. They were going out there, getting the scrums, getting the goals in the scrums, actually finding ways to convert. And sure, Carey Price lets in 3 here today, but who cares? The team finally does what we have been asking the team to do, and that is finally outscore their opponents and actually score a significant amount of goals. They hadn't been scoring goals earlier on in the series. Even their Game 1 win was 2-1. This time, though, they win what is a goal-scoring festival. And so, heading into game number 6, we will see who comes back, who's in the lineup, and how Cole Caufield is able to bounce forward. Because I think the way that things have been shaping up now, there's no way Caufield gets removed from the lineup ever since that overtime play, man. He was already kind of solidifying himself as one of the more dangerous players on this team, but that overtime play, the steal from Galchenyuk, the give and goes with Suzuki's, that is going to be it. Also with Kotkaniemi, man, 2 goals in the playoffs after coming back from being scratched. This guy is making a name for himself too, and you love to see the kinds of goals that he's scoring out there. Gritty in-front plays. He can get a nice shot once in a while. He can snipe it. We know that's in his repertoire. But the dirty, dangerous area goals, yeah, he can get those too, and he's been showing that off lately as well. So I have a question for you here before we end off this video. How excited are you, I guess, into watching the games? And the reason I ask that is because it's a common sentiment that I've been seeing a lot everywhere, that this Canadiens and Leafs series up until yesterday was one of the more boring series throughout the entire playoffs. The Leafs were playing a little bit sloppily, the Canadiens couldn't get any offense going. You wouldn't really expect a Canadiens-Habs series to lack this much energy. Sure, the fans not being in the stands plays a part of that, but still, at face value, just watching the gameplay, Toronto-Montreal has been one of the most underwhelming series, and that's a sentiment that I've been seeing everywhere from people who have been watching all the playoff series. So, heading into the next games over here, Game 6, maybe Game 7? Just say Game 6 for now. How excited are you? Are you still feeling that lack of energy? Are you still feeling a little bit less excited for this game and what you expect than the others? Because I honestly think that a lot of my excitement has been redeemed. Redeem verbatim. Okay, I shouldn't have said that. Has been redeemed by this game over here because the Canadiens played probably one of their best games for the first little bit, and then they choked the 3-0 lead, which got me super anxious because I was like, oh, they're really gonna blow it, aren't they? They're really gonna blow it. And then, of course, Suzuki Caufield overtime. Kinda worth it. Is it worth it? I don't really know. Talk to me in the comments what you think. I hope you enjoyed this. Trash Rolls 99. And bye.